All right, so this is the video about my true arch nemesis, and the video that I am sure will convince you that we are all trapped now in a prisoner's dilemma game where one of you is going to have to attempt to work with me whether you want to or not, because I'm starting to seep through the analytical wall. But as a consequence of the memory prism and the way that I use the aetherization engine to disintegrate and then recreate objects within my own mind, I really do expose myself to just like pure cosmos as much as is humanly possible. You will find that I am essentially someone who has been like meditating inside of Chernobyl for 36 years. I have only exposed myself to raw chaos whenever possible. But the reason is that raw chaos is one of those things that is a beautiful tool for human self-reflection, even if they aren't doing it analytically, right? If you give somebody a piece of art that they just enjoy, they'll enjoy it however they want to enjoy it. And they'll be able to enjoy it in completely different ways if it's sufficiently random chaos, right? If it's something that doesn't have an analytical property to it, then the person interacting with the art can use their own analytical tools to attempt to understand the art. Unfortunately, if you take chaos and you do analytical practices upon it, then it is no longer random chaos, it is non-random chaos, which means that now the piece of art is not asking the person to just create whatever they want to out of it in terms of their own enjoyment. They're being forced to ask themselves, do I enjoy the way that these analytical tools have required that I enjoy the thing? So as a consequence of disintegrating and reintegrating objects over and over and over again, that's how I discovered the problem that we're going to go after in terms of 4x game space. But I also just discovered by disintegrating and reintegrating objects over and over and over again, the analytical wall is just poisoning creative space all over the place. There are so many businesses in creative space where there are bloated costs at the top with lots of management that really isn't doing anything except inserting the analytical wall between the creator and their fans. And they're doing so in a way where they're all being forced to effectively make the same kind of content over and over and over again, which means that they're competing for effectively the same customer base rather than a diverse customer base with more money to spend on creative outlets. Their entire business model in terms of inserting these analytical tools into art is not only offensive to me as an artist, it is offensive to me as someone who actually thinks that you guys should follow your own rules in regards to profit maximization. I know that you guys have venture capital firms who sweep in, take a company, look at it and say, oh yeah, there's a lot of white collar waste here. We can just make this machine way more profitable by removing 10% or 30% or 50% of the executives, and they'll just do better. That's where creative space is right now. If you don't understand that, then talk to Lisa and ask her how funny it is how bored Ning Ning looks whenever she has the lip sync. It's goddamn hilarious. And I bet she also knows that P Nation probably is doing the same sort of analytical stupid stuff, because the rumors I've heard is that PSY does enforces everyone must have a catchy dance or something like that. The way that you manage creators correctly, if you actually care about profit maximization, is to ask them everything that they need, and then it is your job as the manager to attempt to come up with a way to keep costs low while giving the artist literally everything that they need. Not everything they want, because your artists will also want self-destruction in pretty consistent patterns, but everything that they need. And once you've done that, then you've torn down the analytical wall. You've allowed the creator and their fans to have a much more direct, much more authentic conversation about the art that they've created. And you've allowed them to just make shit tons more money by not wasting stuff on back end things that are reducing your outcomes.